I'm going to know what the answer is. But does this passing Tony mean anything to you in the moment?
No, I mean, yeah, I don't mean to disrespect the guys on on the all-time list, but like it's hard to take um, take anything good from losing two in a row at home, 3 home games out of 4, and don't come out with a win. It's pretty depressing. So it's not much to really be happy about.
What was it like to have Jerry on the sideline when it happened?
It's not the first time he's been on the game. I know he's been at a couple games when we played against the 49ers over the years, and Jerry's been very kind to me. Long before today, he used to come up and train with me in the off season. Teaching us all the nuances of route running and pass catching, and so I have a great relationship with him. And I talk to him quite often, and a lot of stuff that's not even related to football. So having him there is always great. He's been a wonderful mentor for a long time.
Use the word depressing. How surprised, frustrated, whatever the word may be, are you that you're 0-3-1 at this point?
I didn't anticipate being where we are now. We're just not good enough to make the mistakes that we're making now, and and oftentimes it's a little bit too late, when we finally get going. So, last week we got going early and weren't able to sustain it. The weeks before we were stagnant until the second half and got going, which was a little too late. And, today we just didn't have our flow at all. And, we were playing against good teams. Seattle is, a team that most likely they keep playing the way they were playing, they're going to be in the playoffs again. What they did last year was truly amazing. And, you just got to be able to play better, and you can't spot good teams anything. You have to play good on all 3 phases consistently for 60 minutes to win in this league.
Carson Palmer inducted into the Ring of Honor here. Would you say he's one of the toughest football players you've played with?
Without question. It was great to see Carson. I wish we could have played better for him on his day, and to see him up there, his name, on that on our Ring of Honor is really special for the guys, especially that played with him. That knew how tough he is, and what he sacrificed to get out there on that field. And you guys saw him deal with plethora of injuries that cost him games, but you didn't see him fighting and battling through other injuries that he didn't talk about. And that was just what he stood for, and that's what he embodied. And I was really happy to see him out there and be honored like that. It's the greatest honor you can receive from the team, and I don't know anybody that's more deserving of it.
You didn't need more to move to second all-time with him here today, since given your friendship with him and how big a part of your career he's been.
Well, Carson only cares about winning. When I talked to him after today, he said, "Man, you guys need to win that game." That's what he stood for, and there was a reason why we won 50 games in 5 years with him. As our starting quarterback, is because he believed in that. He worked like that every single day, and that was his mindset. And so I already know what he's going to tell me when I talk to him later. You guys got to get better, and that's what we're committed to, and we're going to continue to do that.
You obviously went through a very difficult year last year. Is this season any comparable at all, different? How would you compare the two so far after 4 games?
I mean, we're in the infancy stage of the season. I mean, we're just in the first quarter. This is our 4th game. We got a lot of football ahead of us. So. Every single team is different. The identity, the coaches, the players, the season, the injuries. I mean, everything is completely different from season to season. So I don't want to say this is the same or it's different. It's early, and the identity of this team is still being developed, and it's being tested.
What needs to change offensively for you guys to get on track?
Well, I mean, we moved the ball between the 20 and 20. I mean, we moved the ball up and down the field. We had the running game going really good early. We were able to throw it around a little bit, but then we get to the red zone and we stymie down there. So we have to do a better job of finishing drives and not relying on field goals. In this business, you got to score touchdowns, and when you score touchdowns, you get the momentum in your favor. Defense can feed off that momentum. The defense played well enough. I mean, you hold a team to 20 points. That should be good enough. You can't. We spotted them 7, and in this business, 20 points usually will keep you in the fight most days.
So what's the reason for being stalled in the red zone?
It's a plethora of things. We not executing the plays. A missed block here, missed throw here, a drop ball there, or miscommunication. You know, just take turns on doing things that you can't do. And, you know, it's easier for the defense down there. They don't have to worry about giving a deep ball up. You know, they can play tighter to the receivers. They don't have to worry about getting beat over the top. So the windows are much closer. The throws have to be better, and the margin for error is a lot smaller.
When David has close to 100 receiving yards, how much does that affect your game as far as workload?
I think it just opens up everything, you know, because David's running flares and angles and things like that. And the linebackers, they usually be trying to drop back, trying to get under our deep routes. Can't commit that far because they don't want to give that space to David because he's so good in, you know, making the first guy miss and breaking tackles. So it helps us over the top when David's doing what he's doing, you know, in the passing game, and obviously same in the running game. So it all works in our favor. It doesn't matter who's getting the yards, as long as the yards are coming. You know, we're all the same offense.
Or do you ever just call for the ball? Hey guys, let's go to me. I'm Larry Fitzgerald. Throw me the ball. Why not?
No, that's not my thing. You know, my dad told me a long time ago, you know, to watch Barry Sanders and, you know, emulate the way he conducted himself and his professionalism, and that's always the way I've been. And got 1,300 plus catches doing it the way I've done it. I think I've done it all right.
Jerry Rice called you GOAT on Twitter. Does that mean anything special to you?
I mean, it's pretty special to get that from the actual real GOAT. I guess when you are the GOAT, it's easy to call somebody else a GOAT, right? You know, but you know, he's the best of all time, and you know, I got a real nice message earlier from Tony Gonzalez too. You know, who, you know, arguably the best tight end ever played a game, and you know, to have your name mentioned with those guys is truly an honor.